Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer with Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to do a Let's Play PlanetariumVR. And you can call this an initial impressions review, but I hesitate to call it that just because I have to confess I'm not an expert in the subject matter. So this is a planetarium, and as you can see, it's a way to look at the stars in the sky. With different settings, you can get different views. You can turn off the grids if you want. You can change the latitude and the longitude. Now, I chose these settings because it's relatively near where I'm at. It's not an exact location. So basically, I'm in Texas, and I just put general longitude and latitude for Texas. So there you go. Today's date is not right. So I guess we can change that. June 3rd. Oh no. And the time. I guess the time is not really that important. And so you can see it shifts to the location where you're at, and also with the date and time, which is pretty cool. You can show different deep sky object catalogs. So the default, it doesn't show anything. So you won't see any photos by default, but you actually have to choose one of the catalogs, either the Herschel 400, the Caldwell, or the Messier. And like I said, you can turn off the grids or turn them on. So this is what it looks like without any of the grids. It's up to you. You can turn off the constellations, but I actually like to keep the constellations because I'm not a big expert, so I would not know what I'm looking at without looking at the constellations. And it's 360 all around. You can see Saturn from here with a naked eye, and I believe that's because it's magnified here by a scale of almost 8. So that's why you can see better here. However, you'll notice that if you're looking at a night sky, it won't exactly look like this. There's like a luminosity at night when you're looking out, and you can tell these are light objects, you know, burning, and you're seeing the light from the past when you're looking at the night sky. Here, it's more like you can tell like it's painted. It's not really illuminating, which obviously that would be difficult to replicate in VR. Especially with so many stars in the sky all around you. Even now, as is, I'm getting about, right now I'm getting 90 frames per second, but that has dropped to 45 frames per second. I'm not sure why, but sometimes it's running at 90 frames per second, which it's running right now at 90 frames per second, so that's good. But earlier it was running at 45, so keep that in mind. It really hasn't affected the gameplay at all, though. I haven't noticed any difference, really, but sometimes I've seen it, and it's running at 90 frames per second, and then it drops to 45 for some reason. I don't know why. So you can see the constellations in the sky. You can move around. You know, you can turn off the sun, moon, planets if you want. I don't know why you do that, but you could do that. You can also change the ground. Okay, so if you don't want to see all up and down, I don't know why you turn it on. It's on by default, actually. So, and the trees are actually on by default as well. This is probably my worst criticism of this app, is that it just looks ugly. The trees look ugly. They don't look realistic. The ground doesn't look very good either. So I personally just turn it off. It's not worth it. It looks completely ugly. So I'm gonna turn off the ground. And like I said, you can turn off the constellations as well, but why would you do that? And there's mode 0 and mode 1. I don't know why you'd want mode 1. I go with mode 0, right? So yeah, the 3D objects that you're looking at doesn't have luminosity, and also it really doesn't have that 3D model look. Like even when you look at the where was Saturn? Oh, Saturn's over here. You can tell it's a sphere, but you know it really doesn't pop. So you know, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not an astronomist. I wouldn't even call myself a student or anything like that. Not even a hobbyist, I would call myself. So, but here's the Herschel 400. Okay, and right now it's on symbol. What's the other one? Number. So let's go with symbol. And you can click, and then you'll see the picture. So you see this is this area that I just clicked on. That's what it looks like up close. So this little photo here will make you see it better. However, it's still kind of low resolution. I don't know if there's better pictures though. So is this the best picture scan we have? Maybe. I would not know one way or the other. So I'm not going to fault the developer for that. It might just be those are the best scans we have. And let me okay. Oof. It's oh, there's the moon over there. So I did not know the moon was near the Libra constellation. But I know the moon moves around, so obviously it's going to be in different locations depending on the time of day and whatnot. So, yeah. Okay, so another scan there, the open cluster. You could also have different scans. So the Messier. And you can look at different photos. I'm still confused as to when you know you can get a picture scan and when you cannot. They don't always pop up even when you think you clicked on them. I don't know if I'm just not clicking on them correctly or what's going on. So yeah, this is PlanetariumVR. Unfortunately, I'm not an expert. I'm not a hobbyist. I'm a VR reviewer. This is point and click navigation with a laser pointer, and there's different. You can basically look at the night sky, 360 all around, up and down. Get up close photos of what we have on record for the Deep Sky Object Catalog, which we have for the Herschel 400, Caldwell, and the Messier. And there's more coming according to the devs. So yeah, you can also play classical music. I turned it off because of YouTube and their copyright. Don't want to get a copyright strike for this. And you can turn the options off also, so gives you a clearer look of the night sky. One more thing I need to show off. This is excellent dark night sky. This is typical truly dark night sky. Let me turn these off, sorry. Okay. This is rural sky. This is rural suburban transition. Suburban sky. Bright suburban sky. Suburban urban transition. City sky. Okay. That's a weird thing to have, but okay, I guess it works. So yeah, this is my Let's Play initial impressions review. I wish I could do a better review, but I'm just not knowledgeable on this subject matter, so I'm not going to rate this game. I'm going to give this a positive, but can just consider it a neutral recommendation, a 5 out of 10. I just don't know very much about this to be able to say whether it's missing features that should be in here or not, and how useful this information is for anyone who's interested in astronomy. If you're a student in astronomy, is this helpful for you or not? I don't know, because I'm not knowledgeable enough on the subject matter. All I can say is that there's different options. It's point and click navigation, and the 360 view that you have is not the highest resolution. Unfortunately, I can't even say whether it really is possible to have better resolutions. I mean, it is possible if you do like an artistic recreation. But if you're trying to have something realistic, I'm not sure that you can have better. Obviously, you could add luminosity to it, but I just don't know if that would cause the app to run very poorly. It might not be something feasible. As far as these photo scans, again, I can't say whether there's better ones or not. They are pretty small, so at least they could have been bigger. I would like the ability to move it around, be able to resize it to my liking. I guess that's one valid criticism there. And the point and click navigation could have been done better. It could give you like a little tablet on your hand. Something just a little bit more tactile, a little bit more smooth. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. This is Planetarium VR. It's on the Steam store. I got a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program. It normally retails, I believe, for $6. It's currently 10% off. I'm Fast Lawyer. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.